This morning, Marseille in talks with Arsenal over the loan signing of Nwaneri. Understood to be a number of clubs wanting to sign him. He's been fantastic, but obviously this season Arsenal have so much strength in depth, don't they? And this could be a move that works for both parties on loan. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, Nwaneri has been, after what was a breakthrough season last year, I mean, he was so impressive. He played so much football for Mikel Arteta, but with the reinforcements of the likes of Noni Madueke, Ebereeze, even Leandro Trossard being preferred at the start of the season on the left, he has found game time really limited, especially with Martin Odegaard being fit this season as well. Only 4 starts this season, but none in the Premier League. So I think that shows how much he needs to play football at just 18 years old. Marseille, of course, led by former Brighton manager Roberto De Zerbi. I think Arsenal very much would be attracted to how Marseille play football and their style of football. So that makes that a lot more attractive. And again, I think we probably need to reinforce this would be potentially a straight loan if this deal goes. There's no option or anything like that. Arsenal still very committed to Nwaneri, but just maybe want him to get a bit more experience.
Yeah, he's a young lad there. The club obviously love him, but they need to get him game time. The main thing for young players is to play and learn. You learn on the job pretty much in football, and if you're not getting them minutes in weekly, he's sort of standing still a little bit. So if you can go out and play, like you said, under De Zerbi, who seems to be a great manager, coach, it seems a perfect move if you can get game time.
I wonder on that point though, if you're him, Jeff, do you almost want to stay amongst the squad, even if you're not playing too much, to see what a title race would be like, that experience? Because if Arsenal do it, it would be an incredible achievement. And do you want to be part of that, or is it more important 18 to be playing football?
Yeah, it's probably a bit of both. Obviously, they're going for the league, they're having such a good season, but then he's got to look selfishly a little bit and try and progress his own career. And I think going on loan is the right thing. Obviously, be in touch with the players, the manager, everything, and they will make him still feel part of it. But like you said, 4 games this season isn't enough. And if they do go on and win titles and you've only played 4 games, do you really feel part of it? I don't think so, yeah.
Would you want to keep him in the Premier League, though? It's all well and good going to Marseille, but if you were Mikel Arteta, would you not want him to have those Premier League miles on the clock to see what he can do?
Possibly, but then, you know, you're loaning him out to rivals or teams who could... I think sending him abroad is probably the better scenario. He's out of the way of the league. He can go and just concentrate on playing, and I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. Right, meanwhile, it has been a tough few weeks, hasn't it, for Thomas Frank at Tottenham Hotspur. Frank insists that he feels the support of the Tottenham board despite mounting pressure on his job as head coach.
I haven't heard any situation like that in football where I say, hey, mate, if you win tomorrow, no problem. If you lose tomorrow, no problem. We had a good conversation about life and football, the future of the club, everything normal like you do. Of course, there's a little bit, how can you say, stormy weather out there. I just think it's an extremely good sign, because normally people are running away if there's bad news or bad weather coming. They're normally not coming in and being friendly for lunch.
No win in 5 games. Thomas Frank, Jeff, saying that, you know, he's had lunch with the powers that be yesterday. Everything's fine behind the scenes. They're playing Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League tonight at home, which is a massive game. And actually, you know, they've still got a great chance of making the top 8 places in the Champions League. It's the Premier League where there's been big concerns. How much heat do you think there is on Thomas Frank that he's not letting us onto there?
Unfortunately, I think there's a lot. The fans don't seem happy. The results haven't been good enough. Yeah, he might get into the top 8 in the Champions League, and I might save him for a couple of weeks or whatever it is, but I just think are potentially injured, or they just haven't done what they expected to do. I don't know, is his style of play maybe a little bit too negative for the fans to cheer on? But ultimately, it's results game, and he hasn't been getting enough results, especially at home.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher's a big signing. Any more likely to come in before the end of the window, Spurs?
Look, it's really difficult if you're the Tottenham hierarchy, isn't it? Because they invested quite heavily in the summer. The likes of Tony Mateus-Tell's loan into a permanent, for example, but he's struggling to really play all that much football. He's just been replaced in the Champions League squad by Dominic Solanke. They've obviously signed Mohamed Kudus, but he's now injured. Richarlison, another attacking option, is injured for the next 5-6 weeks as well. So that is where they're lacking. Dejan Kulusevski, James Maddison. I know Tottenham fans are probably sick of hearing about an extended injury list. Ben Davies, the latest to be onto that.
Injuries are just a part of football.
Absolutely.
Like every club gets them, so you can't really use it as an excuse.
No, for sure. And I think really, talk about results, it really is the performances at home, especially. I mean, it wasn't too long ago where they played PSG, where he was being praised about his tactics and pragmatic approach. I think the issue is week to week, they haven't seen enough against teams that aren't the big teams to really have a go.
Yeah, you saw that list there. And it's commonplace in football, but that is an extraordinary list, and they're lacking so much creativity. And the latest one that you mentioned, Ben Davies, will they have to accelerate this move for Sousa? How close is it? There were talks that he was in the dressing room after the West Ham defeat, that he could slot straight in there. And everyone who's seen him from a Brazilian point